going rockin' up.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another episode of Did You Know? Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy this episode, but without any further ado, let us jump straight into Draven's abilities. It is actually possible to have 3 spinning axes active at the same time. You have 2 in your hand and 1 flying in the air. As you can see here, I have 2 spinning in my hand. Once I threw 1, I pressed Q again, and I have 3 axes. 2 in my hand and 1 always flying. This can be used to extreme devastation. Did you know that there is actually a spot around the Baron pit where you can stand still and constantly throw your Q axes on top of Baron and they will always fly back to you, rarely going side to side. This is very useful because it can increase your damage potential by a lot, since you can just stand in one spot, spamming the W while also catching the axes. Very useful spot to use when you and your team are doing Baron in your next game. When you are running around trying to catch your Q after throwing it on an opposing enemy, keep in mind that you do not have to stand right in the middle of the circle indicator on the ground. You can actually stand somewhat on the outskirts of it, as you can see there, and it will still catch the axe. There are many ways to refresh Draven's Q ability so that you can always have at least 2 axes spinning. One way is to just simply press the Q again while it is off cooldown and it will refresh it. Catching the axe while throwing it off minions or champions, or even auto attacking the turret will refresh the stacks. If there are 2 Dravens in one game, each Draven can catch the other Draven's axes. This is very useful because you will not only lower the enemy Draven's damage potential, but you will also increase yours. Also, Draven has a very specific quote that will be used if he does catch the enemy axe.
Yoink! Nice axe! I'll take it.
When using Draven's Q on someone like Pantheon who has his passive proc or block damage, the damage will still be blocked, however the axe will still spin back to you and the passive of Draven's Q will be applied. Alright, here's a very interesting thing to remember. Draven's passive, when reapplied, does not refresh the current stacks that are on the target. Instead, it adds whatever damage has not been dealt yet with the previous passive damage onto the next one. For example, if you do 10 damage per tick for 4 ticks with your passive and you let 2 ticks go off before reapplying the new passive damage over time, the new damage over time from the passive will deal its 40 damage, plus it will deal whatever damage has not yet been dealt with the previous passive ticks. So in this case, it will do 40 damage from the original passive itself, plus the 20 damage from the previous passive that was not yet dealt to that target. This is very important to remember because if you keep constantly stacking Draven Qs and or crits on the same target and increasing the passive damage, it will keep doing more and more damage, which will do more and more chunks. Since Draven has 2 methods of applying his passive, one from his Q and one from standard crits, if the Q ability crits, only one passive will be applied to that target instead of 2. Draven's W, unlike his passive, will only simply refresh the W duration left instead of adding bonus movement speed and attack speed from the previous buff onto the new one. Keep this in mind because simply spamming the W too fast will not be super beneficial. Draven's stand aside E ability can be used to reveal stealth champions. As you can see here, Teemo Stealth, I use it on him and he is revealed. A very important thing to remember is that Draven's E can be used to cancel dashes that are coming at you in order to kite more efficiently, such as Leona's Q, Shen's taunt, and even things like Wukong's dash. Draven's ultimate can also be used to spot invisible champions. As you can see here, as Teemo is invisible there, I throw my ultimate and it will automatically return since it did hit him. An advanced technique with Draven is to return his ultimate manually rather than automatically to ensure that it will hit him both times. If you let it return automatically, it will go too far after the champion and it will give him too much of a window to be able to dodge the return damage. However, as you saw here, if I make it return just before it's about to hit the champion, they have no time to dodge both hits. Alright, enough about his abilities. Let us go into some really cool facts and lore about Draven. The champion Draven is actually designed by someone called Volti. He's also the same one that has created Kha'Zix, Bane, Xerath, Diana, and many more. This explains why the Draven's champion design is so well thought out. Did you know that the voice actor for Draven is the exact same one as the voice actor for Jax? Draven is the first champion to actually be talking during his dance. Let's listen. Here's a pretty neat one. Did you know that whenever Draven recalls, he will always point to his respective summoner's platform or to wherever he's teleporting if he's using the teleport ability. He's also the first one to have quotes whenever he is doing one of the actions.
Draven out. Draven's making an exit.
Darius and Draven actually have the exact same attack speed. This is used to indicate their brotherhood. Surprisingly enough, Draven and Nunabot share the same quote. Let's listen.
Man, I'm good.
Man, I'm good.
If Draven has axes spinning while recalling in either his normal skin or his Soul Reaver skin, he will actually have the axes spinning on his back as he's recalling, and it looks really cool. Here's some lore about Draven. So, victory in battles was not enough for Draven, which is why he later decided to satisfy his craving for recognition, acclaim, and glory within the prison executions by making premiere spectacles of each execution. He later formed the method of allowing the prisoners to try and run away with a head start before Draven would later kill them as they are running for their life, probably using his ultimate to get them from so far away. The crowd loved this, and Draven loved the attention he is getting from all of this action. Gladiator Draven skin actually has a few special quotes that can only be accessed in the Italian server, and the reference is to the Gladiator movie. Some of these quotes include, "At my signal, unleash Draven," "Give Draven what Draven owns," and also, "What Draven does in life echoes in eternity." Alright, that marks the end of this episode of Did You Know featuring Draven. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you did. Also, if you have an idea of what champion I should do next, please also write that in the comments below. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Peace!